Hello, hello. Here, let me get my I've noticed my mic doesn't always want to keep things loud. And it looks like my game stuff. Uh where is it? Properties. There we go. Capture card. My settings were not working well. Uh but yeah, since I've been doing shorts, I've been going back and watching like a lot of my older stuff, and I realize how quiet I can be. That's probably my mic. It's probably me not having my mic where it needs to be and not as close as it should be, but I'm gonna try and fix that. But right now, what I am doing is I am on SNF. Yay! She's my pretty girl. And I am going to check my cactbot because I'm pretty sure that I did it. Yep. Okay, let's see. No. That's another no, which means the other one's gonna be another no. That's okay. What else is new? Let's see. So we have 1, 5. And so get a 1 or a 5. 5 it is. I have my methods. Alright, and then let's do my daily since I'm here. It is hot in the room today. I am sweating so bad. Alright. I think it got up to like 87 today. It is September. It should not be this warm. But in the south it is, sadly. We're gonna go with to see if this is an 876. That's a no. We didn't get anything on that one. Jeez. 4, an 8, that's a 7, that's a 5. So we're not gonna get a 1, 2, 3. Let's go for a 7, 8, 9. Again with the 1. No. And again with the bunk ticket. That's right, it is October. It's been 9 days since it turned October. My brain is not functioning. It's the heat. The heat is getting to me. That's what it is. I can't remember what day it is. Alright, this has got to be a 1, 2, 3. Come on. Really? Really? Just all 72s today. Did I miss something? No, it just gave me bunk tickets. I got no good tickets today. That was lame. Alright, I realize I'm in Bard. Have I been working on Bard? Apparently I have been. I don't remember. Let's see. Well, if I'm gonna be doing... I'll go back to my dancer. But let's see. I gotta go. I don't even remember where the story is at the moment. I finished a thing. Am I? Ooh, what's that? That's a triad match. No, there's one that's up. What is it? Ah. Ooh, ooh, let's go do Air Force One. It'll be like I'm at Disney World again, or Disneyland again. This is like my favorite. I love doing Air Force One. All right. Wrong button. I'm forgetting my buttons. Okay. Damn it! Oh, I missed the 3 one too. Yay! I didn't do that bad with that one. I got an A! Heck yeah! Where did I get it? Wow! I did pretty good. I don't know what, like, how much everything is, but it's a pretty good run. I had fun. It's always fun. Alright. Let's go to Tuliol, because that's the last place I can think that I've been. I might have to go to Mamuk. I don't know where things have left off. Old Charlian. No, wait, not Old Charlian. That's a something else. That's a cabin. What is this one? I have no idea what that is, but it's got a plus sign on it. Just like this one has a plus sign on it. Ah, that's right. Yeah. That's a good point. Thank you. Have I been, like, there lately? I have not been there lately, apparently. Nope. Okay. There's a lot of stuff I need to do. Yep, there it is. Right there. So I need to go to Neonstein. Okay. Yeah, I'll pick up on the Monster Hunter stuff after I get done with this. Wait, can I go this way? Yep. All right. Get this on, because we know I'm going to be reading, but, you know, there's also cutscenes, more cutscenes now with the later expansions, which I love. Okay. Should have grabbed some water. That's okay. If you have a moment, Asenath, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Oblivion may be lacking the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective to the conversation. Oh, this is a reading one. Sorry to drag you into our meeting, but we need to get a better handle on the threats Alexandria is facing right now. Not at all. Much has happened since the state funeral, and a clearer idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. First things first, then, let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation, and vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. But you haven't heard anything about new incidents since then, right? Right. No additional reports have been logged as far as I know. That is the good news. The bad news is, I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons, but if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. The King of Rizal's authority is about the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impunity? Alex. He lived in the age of the Storm Surge, as I did. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electrope technology, and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of furthering his research. Yeah, no, I'm behind. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, that he might continue his efforts into the present day. Preservation's early goals seemed noble enough, exploring treatments for Levin sickness, designing Everkeep's core system, that sort of thing. Why harm the people he was ostensibly trying to help? I do not pretend to fully understand Calix's motivations, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw as mankind's failings. He asserted that okay. Yeah. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our species through generational succession was outdated, that evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. My throat is really dry. Ugh, I'm very husky today. We've already seen how he's employed the stimulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 who register their neo-regulators. But this is merely one part of Calix's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw aether from the reflections and expand his efforts to create endless 1,000-fold. Asenath looks pissed. If we mean to foil Calix's schemes, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which, unfortunately, is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of Everkeep, but I've failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Hi, Natasha. Give me a little more time, though, and I'm sure I can sniff him out. Aw, Galulja, I'll help you. I love him. He's so cute. While Galulja and Shale are working on that, I think I'm going to take a look around town. I want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calix. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'd be glad that we to have some brawlers at my back. Yay, Kryl, count me in. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep, so shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company. I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing in the Landsguard. I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tuliol. Alphino and Alice will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Aseneth's group if you'll have me. The more mouths to ask questions, the merrier, as long as you're aware of the dangers. Thank you. I'll do my best not to be a burden. I'm more worried about you, Geode. Don't do anything stupid. That sounds a lot like me. You'll change your tune once we get back with— I can't do the poofs anymore with my braces in. You'll change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calix. Then the drinks are on you. Come on, let's continue this outside. Yeah, I can't do— No, I can't do it. It's the roundness of the braces as they go around my teeth. It's the lisp. That's what it is. I can't do it because of the lisp. You disappeared. There you are. Hi. Yay! Alright, they're right here, so... And another cutscene that I have to read. Sorry, I was off in my own little world. Shall we get started? Okay, he's got a tragic backstory or something like that. Oh, you ended up getting the Archiveld Gunblade? Nice. Oh, hi, Rin! Thank you! Yeah, it's getting longer. I have to cut it again. But yeah, I'm liking the color. But yes, I know with MSQ you keep your distance, but thank you for stopping in. We need to ask what's alright with Geode. Poor guy. Asenath is always concerned with people. Me, I'm well enough given the circumstances. It was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remain shielded from the horrors of death, and so they were for the longest time. Then, the moment mortality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life, they're greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternatives serious consideration. Indeed, and I do not blame them for that. It is only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, not Calyx nor anyone else, should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. You know, for me having like a, midlife crisis or something like that, this is not exactly the storyline that I need to be having, but here we go. As one who's lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices for this country's future back into the hands of its citizens. And you think we can handle that responsibility after everything you've seen of us? It is what I've seen that has convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it so. You all deserve to be happy. Aw, she's so sweet. Well then. We'd best not let you down. Now, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us. Oh, I believe someone came prepared for just an eventuality. Because of course she did. Oh yay, she's a summoner. Is that the grimoire you retrieved from the old castle, or a scholar, one of the two? She seems like a scholar. Yes, my parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect the things important to me, so yeah, I think she's a scholar. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in the arcane arts, so I lay claim to some small measure of skill. If that's the case, it might be better if we split into 2 groups after all. It would certainly be more efficient for information gathering. I guess that makes sense. The 2 of you can take the west side of the recreation zone, then. Asenath and I will take the east. Very well. We shall end our patrol in the plaza just past True View and await you there. Ooh, do you get to do like nice? Do you get to have her in your party for a dungeon now? I'm gonna have to check that out. I love trust. I love trust and duty support. Of 9, I know enough. It's been a really long time since I've played 9, and I didn't finish it. I do know that she is based on Garnet though, and I know Garnet was a white mage, so I know she has something to do with healing. I mean, that's kind of a given if she's Garnet, or because I mean Sphene, the name Sphene, a Sphene is a type of Garnet. It's just a lower quality Garnet, so she's Garnet. Yes, all of that time getting into rocks and minerals as a child has come, you know, to fruition in the fact that I know what a Sphene is. Is Zoemancer? Huh. I'm really interested to see what her fighting style is. I really am. Alright. Let's do the rounds then. Yes, let's do that. We'll see what's what and chat to the people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that will earn us a tidbit or two we didn't know before. Certain duties require that one or more NPCs accompany you, and yes, we know this part. You must keep them at your side and make your way to a designated location. Is this the typical thing? So long as you remain in the same area, NPCs accompanying you will remain at your side even when using teleport or the Aethernet. That's nice to know, because I didn't find- that was different. Like, not different, but I didn't find that out until I did it. It is possible to ride mounts or swim while escorting NPCs. Please note, however, they will not appear at your side until you dismount or leave the water. She's a DPS. This is all stuff I know. I know all that. Alright, so we are going this way. Hey! We're gonna go to the square first. See, I'm guessing you would have preferred to go with Sphene and Kryl, but I'm afraid you're stuck with me. I grow on people though, I promise. Ah, the memories. I used to drink around here all the time. I made sure not to overdo it when I had work the next day, but once we were past the busy season, or when the ladies weren't amenable to my company, I can never say that word, well, you'd have to scrape me off the street outside in the morning or afternoon. The worst I ever got was on what should have been the worst day of my life. If only I could remember it. I was still wearing a regulator back then. It was also the day I first met Shale, although I guarantee she's forgotten it completely. That's sad. Alright, so we got a person right here. Are the sentries and air wheelers safe to be around now? I just know it's going to happen again, and maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a neo-regulator. Becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Sphene said so. Alright, Alright, let's go this way. What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but memories at first, but now that I've gone through with the registration, I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, over 3,800 have already been filled. So if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make your mind. That's you know, that is the fear of missing out. The FOMO. Mark my words, friend, when there's only a few slots left, it's going to get very ugly. And then the last one is up here. Or over here, I should say. You want to hear my story? Well, I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear. There's not much to tell. If you must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. His air wheeler dropped right out of the sky, and he didn't survive the crash. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. I know it's not so strange these days, but he'd never bothered with one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday, and I thought I understood what that meant until it happened. Aw, Asenath, the word. I feel like there was a new factor in these stories we've heard, one we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the back room. I'm gonna pick this one. Yay! I got it right! The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail we'd normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people have been going without them. We need to look into the casualties from the recent attacks and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around on the street over to the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not. Alright, let's go, Geode. I'm probably going the wrong way. I'm going the long way. Going the long way. It was once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo. That's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. The little ones who'd jump for joy when I brought them packages, the old lady who'd always greet me with a smile. I'd hate for anything bad to happen to them. Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Citywide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? You must have some estimates on hand. Recalibrating parameters. Injured, 87 individuals. Casualties, 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators, 0. I want a Back to the Future car. Maybe someday. You wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators. I'm sorry, but I was assigned to cleaning away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assumed the ushers had already done their work. I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered about that were quite a chore to clean up, but nothing else worthy of mention. Aseneth, I think it's time we rejoined Kryl and Sveen. I was half joking with my boast to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue of inquiry. Doing savage is how you get it? Oh no. That's the whole thing, is like the flappy wings too. Those are savage too, and there's no way I'm gonna be able to get through any of those. It's ugh. Didn't Kryl say to meet them in the plaza just outside Trueview? Let's get going. Alright, so Trueview is back this way. But man, why is everything behind Savage? I just need somebody to just play my character for me and do it. Oh, the wings are only extremes? I'll have to try those then, at some point. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I am quite afraid of Party Finder, and all the statics I get a part of always fall apart, but I'm sure we might be able to find enough people. But yeah, I don't... That one's gonna be rough. That Savage is rough. So, essentially you're saying that the people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators. Well, the numbers are still tentative and only apply to that one zone. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had removed the regulator was a priority target. Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either. But why? Why are they being targeted over everyone else? Based solely on the lack of a neo-regulator, we cannot judge if a person has no desire to become an endless, or if they simply fail to acquire one of the limited devices. But those who wear no regulator at all, they have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. Put another way, they have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so, Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic. But there was no need to kill anyone. With the way things were, the people were already fearful enough. He could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. You make a good point. Perhaps this sowing of terror is in service to another scheme, or he had some other need for the lives he's taken. Click. Right, the sanitation worker's story. She saw no bodies but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust, but no bodies? Now where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to save Erinville from the sentries in the outskirts? That Usher Malachite told us much the same thing. When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it. I don't remember that, but I guess I'm reminded. That both stories speak of missing remains is suspicious enough, but the shared mention of this dust is too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm if this substance was present at other sites and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calix's murderous actions. Link Pearl! Asenath, we need your help. I've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join them? That's a yes, apparently. Damn it, our new investigation will have to wait. Let's go. Yay!
Stay back! Stay away from me!
Leave him alone!
Yay! Yay, MF!
Are you all right?
What happened here?
A sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything. I managed to run, but the man who tried to save me...
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
I think so.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Oh, I'm gonna be PO'd if they killed the kid.
Go to them, quickly!
Cool, she's a gun breaker.
Wyaquay!
I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape.
Isadora! Oh, thank goodness. She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
She's so sweet.
Everything will be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
Thank you, miss. Will she sleep like that forever?
No, not forever. She'll wake soon, I'm sure of it.
That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
I don't know if this is the if this is the updated one, like the where I'm at, or the one that just came out. That's the only thing. Is like I don't know where I am in the story whatsoever. I've lost track. Forgive me, I was reckless. You shouldn't have had to waste time tending my wounds as well. Did you see our other comrade back there? He stayed behind in the lobby, but I heard the sounds of fighting. I am sorry, he must have fallen protecting the residents. Wait. I don't need any more food. I have so much food. So much food. Our comrade, you think he may have been struck down? If he is wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait, please, it isn't safe, and you still need rest. Would you stay with Milos and watch over Isadora for me? We will tend to your friend. Thank you. Please be careful yourself. Am I going out the right way? Yes, I am. I don't know where anything is. Isadora is going to be alright then. I'm so glad. I've just finished my ministrations here. Our Oblivion comrade was beyond saving, I'm afraid. Wait, what? Oh, that guy. I'm like thinking, wait a minute. That brave soul, he gave his life to save another. He died protecting me. I don't understand why any of this is happening. That sentry was behaving normally like any other, then all of a sudden it tried to kill me. Weapons or no, Calyx commanded them to commit murder. Murder. Is it over? We came as soon as, well, I cannot say her name. Wayakue. Wayakue? That's what it looks like. Sent word. I am sorry. By the time we arrived, it was already too late. Then Geode could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius locked down, we need to find him. But why? Has something happened? Possibly. We're not sure what, but he stopped responding to our communications. We need to prioritize securing the residential sector though, at least until we regain some control over the sentries. Then we should search for Geode. I agree. Since most Oblivion members have sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, then they could be prime targets for the next attack. Please do what you can to shepherd the residents to safety, but avoid the sentries at all costs. Our thanks. Here, take these communicators. We've made modifications to them to prevent Calyx from intercepting the signal, and have been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Wayakue has one too, so I'll ask her to keep hailing Geode. Good luck and stay safe. Geode said he would sweep the surrounding area, so he shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going. They better not kill him off. I'm gonna be PO'd. You see no sign of Geode. Perhaps you should search further to the east. We're going this way then. You see no sign of Geode. Wayakue's voice crackles forth from the communicator. Geode, answer me. There is no response. Perhaps you should continue your search further to the east. You see no sign of Geode. The neighboring residential radius would be the next logical place to look.
This is the only place left. Let them be safe.
Geode, are you there? Answer me, please!
I'm here. Sorry for the long silence. I've been busy.
Oh, you're alive! Thank the gods! Where are you now?
The radius next door. The lobby is secure. I'll scout the second floor. Then I'll join...
Nope, don't like that. Really don't like that.
That dust.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
They're not just collecting souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether. The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. They must have modified the soul cells.
Don't just stand out in the open. I swear, if he
Shit.
dies, I'm gonna be really upset.
Damn you!
I don't like
You
this.
can't be here! You need to run, now!
No,
A
I don't
trap.
like this.
Take care of the others, eh?
No! No.
No sign of him so far. This way, maybe? Geode!
Oh, you...
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether. But seeing how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut this foray short.
Calyx. What could you possibly stand to gain from these atrocities?
Ether sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you acquire it?
I'm upset.
How would I?
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand.
Because I was really, like, I liked him from the start. But then he got all buddy-buddy, and it's like, oh.
7% of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years. Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to Ethan now?
Oh! Oh, what?
I will
The
not
lion?
waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance.
I love this meme, but the lion, the witch, the audacity of this bitch. I'm not happy right now.
Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promised to halt my harvest?
Yeah, the owe me a drink thing. You can't do that. If you say that, you're pretty much on the list. Oh. Yeah, Asenath would be pissed.
It was foolish of me to even ask. I return to my work then. There is much to do if I must take the key by force.
He was wearing red. You know, that was a thing. It was a burnt umber red, but it was still red. We should have saw this coming. What the heck? Are you gonna make me read after this? This pile of dust, these ashes, and the soul cell he left behind, was that his twisted way of returning Geode to us? Damn you, Calyx. Damn you and your careless cruelty. Right? I don't know if I can read this. He was our friend. Even so, some might say every death was justified if it meant 5,000 Endless could continue their immortal lives. And if a reflection's stolen aether allowed for many more Endless, why, that too would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who could think that? Aw, that's awful. I mean, it's kind of funny, I get it, but that's awful. That's so dark. Not I. Certainly not I. We know only too well there is naught noble in this sacrifice. We have to stop him. We have to find Calyx and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstances can we let the key fall into his possession, Asenath. It falls to us. We will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents in reflections elsewhere. I just... Oh, the depression's hitting. Oh, great, and all I get is materia. Ugh. We should return to the back room. Shale and the others need to know what happened. Yes, I'll ask Wayakue to meet us there as well. Do I gotta walk all the way there? No, thank you. At least they don't make you walk.
Our dear Geode.
Right?
The soldiers. If only I'd been able to control them.
This isn't your fault, Gololja. The blame lies with Calyx, and with him alone. It's all so senseless! Why force his plans upon us when we're already happy? Living our lives? What does he even think life is? I'll never forgive Calyx for doing this. Or myself for being powerless to stop him. Wait, where are you going? To clear my head. Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid.
Stay here and get some rest. I'll make sure Nostalgia stays out of trouble.
Thank you.
Things would have been far worse if you and Geode hadn't rushed in there. Many people are still alive because of you. And after adding what you discovered to the leads we've dug up, I'm hopeful we can determine where Calyx is hiding. But not right now.
Okay, break my heart more.
We need time before we can move on. Just a little time.
Oh, Geode.
Just break your heart more, why don't they? Another comrade gone. Some days it's almost more than I can bear. Geode he was an older brother to Nostalgia and me. Shale knew him longer though, and is surely taking it the hardest. And that's on top of what happened with Calcua. Oh, that was terrible. Natasha! Oh, too soon! Way too soon. Do you think you could check on her? See how she's doing? She's like to put on a brave face if it's me or my sister. Hi, Bae. I didn't mean to press that, but I was excited because Graha. Apologies, my mind was elsewhere. We need to press on with the hunt for Calyx, but I can't seem to focus. I should be better than this, I know. With Sveen right there, you realize how short Graha is. He is so short, I love it. You're right. I ought to heed my own words. As it stands, I'm of no use to anyone. Calcua used to say the best thing to do with grief was to let it all out. So, I think I'll take myself over to Earth and Sky and say my goodbyes to a geode. Why don't you come along? I could use someone to blubber to if you've a shoulder to spare. He is a very short king. Right then, let's get out of Everkeep for a bit. Excuse me. Sorry. Oof. Ugh. It's a fair trek on foot, so I've arranged for a couple of air wheelers. They've had their communications modules removed, so even Calyx shouldn't be able to seize control of them. Say the word and we'll set off. Oh, it's one of these instances. Ready? We'll be flying close to the pylons, so follow my lead. Ah, yes. Yay, automatic. These air wheelers are Janolt's babies. Ah, I missed it. For years now, I've been taking one out for a turn whenever I need to lighten my mood. I'm gonna have to talk fast with these, jeez. Sometimes Geode would come along too and we'd end up racing. Does that surprise you? Our friendship always had a competitive edge. Shoot! I didn't mean to yawn at a time where I need to be reading. Ah. We're taking the long way, it seems. Almost there. Be sure the ground is clear before you touch down. Ugh, my eye keeps watering. Phew, that's helped to clear my head a touch. You know, Aseneth, you might be the first person I've ridden with who wasn't an Oblivion recruit. As far as I remember, at least. The memories from my regulator days aren't exactly reliable. Come on, let's head inside. Hopefully the way will be clear of pests today. It's really 8 million. Ow. Like, painful. Yikes. I mean, I'm at 4 million. This is like almost the most I've had in like 7 years of Gil, and I'm not even close to 8 million. Oh, here we go. Yes! That's beautiful! Thanks. We can usually avoid such encounters, but sometimes they wander in and block the only path. Not that it slowed you down at all. I've never seen you fight up close before, and the surveillance feed certainly didn't do it justice. Ahem. And hopefully that keeps the route clear for a while. Shall we?
Whenever we lost a comrade, the three of us would come back here to reminisce. Me, Geode, and Kafkiwa. Will you raise a glass?
Oh! What are the two of you doing here?
I had a feeling you'd show up. Would you like to join us?
I suppose I could spare a moment.
Gonna make me cry.
They tell us Oblivion's founders disappeared some decades ago under mysterious circumstances, and it was Kafkiwa who revived our organization. You and Geode helped her with that, didn't you? Tell us more about it. You're keen to know too, right? What they were like back then, the mad things they got up to, that sort of thing.
Those were the days. It was actually right before the Reformation that I met Geode. I still wore a regulator then. I had recently lost someone close to me. I'd also quit a long stint as an adapter to work at a bar of all places. It paid me to sit with patrons and keep them company. So Geode came in one night. It wasn't long before we got into an argument. First-time customer, but tempers flared. And then one of us threw a punch.
You got into a fist fight? What were you even arguing about?
Damned if I know. We were deep in our cups. I think we were both just frustrated and angry at everything. By the end of it, we were both sprawled out in the street, pair of drunken fools. Then this odd machine stopped to lecture us, scolding us for obstructing the foot traffic and not taking better care of ourselves.
I can't imagine you ever being in such a sorry state. The odd machine. That was Kafkiwa, I take it.
That it was. Once she was done upbraiding us for our unseemly behavior, she launched into a recruitment pitch. Kafkiwa explained that she wanted to protect the outside world from Zoralja's invasion, to keep him from bringing ruin to the place her beloved son lived.
Aww.
And if we were so intent on self-destruction, then perhaps we might consider risking our hides for a just cause. It was a lot to take in. I hadn't given much thought to what lay beyond the barrier, and learning that Kafkiwa herself was already dead was enough to make my head spin. But Geode and I were intrigued by her ideas, and wanted to see this future of hers come to pass.
Geode often spoke of it. He told me that meeting Kafkiwa was what first taught him the value of remembering people.
Like he was sharing a holy revelation.
Oh, but back then you hadn't yet taken on Oblivion's name, had you?
Is that so? I just assumed.
It hadn't been Kafkiwa's intention to carry on Oblivion's legacy, nor adopt the cause your parents championed. Not initially, at least. She wasn't even aware such an organized resistance existed. She did, however, suspect the presence of other dissidents, those who objected to resurrecting the memories of the dead in defiance of the natural order. In the hopes of identifying like-minded comrades, we began searching the core system for traces of unauthorized access. And that's how we found it. An anomalous sector in the back of the Neon Stein. According to Melancholy, the door to that mystery had remained firmly shut since she took over the business.
The back room.
The back room. We forced our way in, only to discover that the hideout had long been abandoned.
Folks, nobody could get
Although
in.
the occupants were gone, the equipment they'd left behind contained records of a group calling itself Oblivion. After reading through their exploits and their vision for the future, we made the decision to carry on their work.
Thus were my parents' and Kafkiwa's hopes bound together.
And carried onward by Shale and Geode.
We could never have made it this far on our own, of course. Not without the strength of arms you and your friends provided. Losing comrades is a hard thing, but being here, thinking back on the moments we shared, I can see their smiles, hear their laughter. I feel their presence, and I know they're still with us. But these memories of mine are for me alone. Reminders of why I chose to do this, and why I'll stay the course. Right. Time we got back to work. Thank you, everyone.
No, it's me who should be thanking you. Though the pain is still deep, I don't feel like I'm drowning in it anymore. Let's get out there and put a stop to Calyx. For you, for me, and for everyone who's ever believed in Oblivion.
Alright, I'm gonna cry. Need to not cry. Don't want to mess up my makeup. Probably already have messed up my makeup. I appreciate you helping me through this. And not only the grief, you've helped me see that my comrades mean even more to me than I realized, which only fuels my determination. I'll be spending every waking moment working to bring Calyx to account for his crimes. I'll do my part, and then you do yours. Oblivion needs you. It's time I went back to locating Calyx's lair. I have a new strategy in mind, but it remains to be seen if it will aid in narrowing down the possibilities. I'll ask Kryl for help. I want to re-examine the data, starting with that of her parents. After all, they were the first to break away from preservation and establish an organized resistance with Oblivion. There must be something in there that can point us in the right direction. I know, I'm like in semi-tears here. I'm trying to get my eyes to clear out and I can't. What are your plans, Asenath? Heck if I know. Sphene. Asenath, is that you? Apologies for calling suddenly. I've been making the rounds in the outskirts and I cannot help but feel as though something is amiss. Might I ask you to join me? Your perspective would be most appreciated. It can wait until you've finished attending to Shale, of course. It seems your plans have been decided for you. Go on, I've others to speak with before I return to the back room. Asenath, thank you for coming. As I mentioned, I would benefit from your worldly experience. Music is so ominous. Perhaps it is my imagination, but the townspeople appear to be acting oddly. That is, even considering the current state of affairs. As I am yet unfamiliar with the outskirts, I thought you might be better equipped to judge if their behavior is unusual or not. Would you speak with them and see what you think? Though I hope to be proven wrong, I fear something is not right here. Oh, please tell me you've brought more Neo-regulators. Officially, they've all been handed out already, but I've heard rumors that there were a few left over. Surely the government still has some, or perhaps Queen Sphene. I may not look it, but I was a hunter once. Back then, I hardly gave death a second thought, but now that I know the truth, it's all I can think about. There has to be a way to hold on. There has to. One is this way. You're not wearing a regulator. Don't you know the end is coming? Well, it's your life to lose. Me, I've got myself one of those Neo-regulators and registered a little while ago. As soon as I did, a display appeared showing the numbers of registered users. Right now it's sitting at 4,168. The upper limit was 5,000, wasn't it? It seems the total shot up right after those machine malfunctions. It's only a matter of time before everyone's registered. I pity those who weren't chosen, but I'm going to be an endless. I'm going to evolve and live happily ever after. I'm gonna go up the stairs. Man. Greetings. I remember when you visited with Queen Sphene. Come to check on our well-being, have you? Well, I can say that things are rather stressful out here as well. It is a scam. It's total scam. Without knowing if or when our machinery might turn murderous, the specter of death is ever present. People are terrified, and the clamor for Neo-regulators has reached a fever pitch. I, personally, was fortunate to have claimed a new device early on, and have long since completed the registration. Death has no hold over me now. Now I must begin my prayers. The darkness draws closer, grows deeper, and we must cast it out. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So what do you think? Was I right to worry? Yes, that's exactly it. The people are overwhelmed by uncertainty and fear, and with each new registration, that fear inside them grows more insistent. How long until it drives them into full-blown panic? Alice, Asenath, can you come to resolution? We have a problem. I'm already here with Lamati and Alphino. It sounds like she wants us there in a hurry. We should go. I don't remember where resolution is, but... it takes us there anyway, so okay.
What's happened?
Sorry to drag you out here, but I thought it best you see for yourself.
Death is your constant companion. Though you toil with diligence, death may come ere your reward is bestowed. Though your grand works be poised for completion, death may come ere you wake the following morn.
This is
Though
like
you enjoy a
horrible.
life of peace and good fortune, death needs but one instant to claim you. Your bodies are weak. Your heart, your brain, every fragile organ rolls the dice from moment to moment. Sheer chance deciding if they function or fail.
That's terrible.
Be you stoic or generous or righteous, no virtues tip the scales in that fatal reckoning. The choice is made without reason. The end is cloaked in terror. That is what it means to die.
The announcement began after we finished our meeting with Gossen. As for its source, well...
Alex.
There is no shame in being afraid. It is that very fear which will drive you to conquer death. Let us set a new course for mankind. Let us preserve our existence unto perpetuity.
Man, I can't even get Adobe Photoshop in perpetual license.
Hope for it, wish for it, pray for it. We will become endless. With evolution's brilliance, will we banish the ever-present darkness of mortality.
Change isn't easy. No one ever wants to take the first step. But this is the right path for us. What other way could there be? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to register.
Wow, Wuklemat! You couldn't have come at a better time. Please, you have to let us move to Tuli-Yolal.
It's too dangerous to stay here. Who knows when the next century will turn on us? Even if we wanted to become endless, there are no more neo-regulators to be had. Fleeing is our only option.
If the solution was as simple as leaving, then we'd all have left already. Did you not hear the announcement? For the living, death is a foregone conclusion. No matter where we go, or who we shelter with, we won't get another chance like this to overcome our fate.
Easy for you to say when you have that regulator.
The Landsguard are on their way as we speak, and arrangements have been made to see that you all will be safely evacuated. Tuli-Hyola will aid you in whatever way we can. So please, remain calm.
I want to help Alexandria. I want to save its people. But what can I do? I am not their queen.
Alex has access to the core system, which means that if he chose to do so, he could deploy the soldiers beyond the barrier. Even if our people learn to live with death and decide to leave the dome behind, they will not be beyond his reach. Yet, if it serves to allay their fears even a little, I beg you, Wuklemat, please let them shelter in Tuli-Yolal. We will welcome any and all who want to come. We've already begun evacuations, and will be able to pick up the pace once the Landsguard arrives. In which case, we had best spread out and keep an eye on the crowds. The mood is tense, and we must prepare for possible violence. If you happen to determine where Calyx is hiding, though, we'll be ready to move at a moment's notice. Surely we'll find a clue of some kind soon. He can't elude us forever. Violence and fear. This is not the future she envisioned for her nation. Tuliyola will gladly welcome every last Alexandrian with open arms. But what of the nation of the late queen was so, the late queen was so desperate to preserve? What of that bright haven of peace and laughter? Wuklamat. I won't stand here and let her legacy be sullied any further. I will protect Alexandria. That was the promise I made her at the last. But she betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? I saw myself in her, I suppose. We both felt the people's joy as our own, yet alone we lacked the strength to protect them. There is so much that I love in this world, too much for me to take in my arms and keep safe. And that made me afraid. I needed someone who shared that love and fear, so together we could do what we couldn't by ourselves. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I just wish that we could have been friends. So when she turned to me in her final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandria's future, I swore that I would see it done. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I would be yours as well, Sveen. Whenever you fall or struggle to rise, I'll come running to the rescue, and you do the same for me. That is how we'll protect the things we love. That's how we'll protect Alexandria. You're right. You're right. Yep, gotta do it. Me too. How could we? We'd not be where we are now without you. Right? We got a bit sidetracked there. We should probably be on our way. Do we patrol or see if Shale needs a hand? Ah, Gulja. There you all are. Ah, splendid. We were afraid we'd miss you. Alice and the others said you were here. Good news, Asenath. We finally found a chink in Calyx's armor. We discovered laboratories on Everkeep's 10th level that once housed the Preservation Initiative. Containment Complex 1029, it's called, and it's been falsely registered as a distribution center. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. We don't think this is where Calyx is hiding as such, but it may well contain clues that will point us in the right direction. I'm sorry it took so long just to get us this far. If you're interested, what do you say we all go and check it out together? Thank you for all your hard work. This is a huge step forward. And up. We need to take the lift to get to the complex. I've cleared this expedition with the relevant authorities and have one of our people waiting to operate said lift. Let's not keep her waiting. Alright, so that we go this way.
Ready to head on up? Next stop, the 10th level.
So this is one of Preservation's laboratories.
It's so dark I can barely see.
Just a moment. If I can reroute the power to the circuit.
Sorry. Yawning in the light makes my eyes water.
You got the lights working!
Smell how stale the air is. This room hasn't been in use for many years.
It was thanks to Kryl and Galulja that we managed to locate this place.
You may remember that my earring contained the control code for the gate to the Golden City. As it was Preservation that constructed the portal, we reasoned that the code to operate it might include a signature of some sort, unique to their organization.
So I took a closer look, and a line-by-line examination yielded a string of symbols identifying the code's author. We then began accessing the nodes for every door in Everkeep, seeking out control codes which contained those same symbols. After a grueling search, we finally discovered our prize behind door number 1860, the entrance to the facility in which we now stand. I'd probably still be at it if Galulja hadn't been around to assist me.
I took breaks, but Shale never stopped working. Not even once.
Aww. I have to.
I can contribute precious little else, I'm afraid, but I appreciate your kind words. In any case, this next part will require your helping hands.
We need to spread out and search for something that may lead us to Calyx. We're more than happy to help, of course, but I wonder, won't he realize we've found this place?
It's highly likely, and personally I hope he does.
You all know our main objective. We're here to pick up Calyx's trail. And I've learned of a certain device that should help us do just that. I'll explain how we proceed, but according to the information I was able to dredge up, the device in question should have been installed in the director's office. Now, as for where that might be, yes, this map matches my data. This room we're in is the Researcher's Commons, located in the western side of the complex. The director's office is to the northeast of here. Right? She's like determined. Like, for sure. So, we should cut across this circular chamber in the middle, yes? Yes, we should, but... unfortunately for us, the interior door is locked. We'll need a security key with the appropriate clearance to open it. Judging by the mechanism, it'll probably be a card of some kind. Can't you know, work some electrope magic? I'll try my best, but this type of lock is well before my time. It may take a while to crack it. And in case I can't, you might want to look around and see if anyone left a security card behind. Considering the state of the place, it does seem like they abandoned in some haste. I shouldn't be surprised if we found one. Very well, let's get to searching, shall we? I expect we'll have the most luck looking where the researchers kept their personal belongings. Why is that bolded? You begin searching Containment Complex 1029. Close cooperation will be necessary to overcome the obstacles barring your path forward. Oh, barring your path forward. Still. Helpful hints will appear in a different color. Pay close attention to the information provided by your comrades should you find yourself unable to proceed. Great. A few documents sit in an untidy stack atop the desk. You find no security cards hidden among them. A few indecipherable notes remain pinned to this notice board, but nothing that resembles a security card. This small shelving unit holds some office supplies and little else of note. No, not Kryl. This appears to be the only desk with the drawers already open. You can tell at a glance that the desk's former owner has left some things behind. Rifle through the half-open, yes. You discover a card-shaped object. Yay! The electrope surface is marked with a bold level 1. Oh, that could be what we're looking for. Or could that be what we're looking for? Try it on the door and see if it opens. Nope, wrong way. Wrong door. A scanning device. The card-shaped object you hold looks to be of a similar size to the scanner panel. You hold the card-shaped object up to the scanner. It's open! You did it, Asenath! Because of course. And a good thing too, I was getting nowhere with that outdated circuit. I am curious though, why would they abandon a facility like this? It was run by a director Demetrius, or so that terminal there had told me. Perhaps there are more answers to be had once we venture further inside. Then let's continue onward. The door to the director's office is across the central hub. You hold the level 1 security card up, but the scanner beeps in disapproval. No good? Maybe we need a different card. Yes, the scanner is demanding a level 3 security clearance to open the lock. As much as the delay chafes me, we will have to comb through the nearby rooms and hope we stumble upon the card we need. Let's start our search in the proto-lab. That door is already open, at least. We will find a way through together, Shale. I'm sure of it. Alright. I don't know which one is the proto-lab. That one. The way this room is set up, the canister inserted into that large device looks to be a soul cell. Could this be where they conducted their experiments to create Endless? Ah, but we could probably spend days investigating this complex. Finding a way into the director's office must take precedence. Speaking of which, Galulja mentioned a locker over in the corner that he couldn't open. Perhaps you can take a look. The locker door is shut tight, but the number pad suggests that inputting the correct combination will open it. You have yet to uncover any potential combinations. Perhaps speaking with your comrades will help progress your investigation. Wait. 1-8. I don't remember the other numbers. I dug through this data tablet and found a journal. I'll read it to you. The results of experiment 158 show a marked improvement in aether extraction rates. At last we have achieved the target value set by Master Calyx. Though I will become endless as per our ascendancy protocols, I will preserve this historic number along with my few remaining worldly effects. Preserve the number. Is that the number we need? I don't know how many numbers. Up to 5 digits. Okay. Then... Nope. Not yet. Okay. So 59 is one of them. Please excuse my impatience. The means to track down Calyx are close, and I'm itching to get my hands on them. Okay, so not Shale. Let's talk to Cryo. This machine feeds into a soul cell. I'm reminded of my imprisonment by the Empire. Surely this device wasn't made to hold people. It all looks so complicated. I shall have to ask Shale to teach me how to use these machines. Let's see with Lamont. These notes seem to be about the research they did in here. Let's take a look. Experiment 148. Submitting inference candidate. Oh god, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we can only do 5. 20193. Is that a 0? Yeah, 0 to be considered for efficiency procedure review. That's 5. Experiment 158. Minute maximum value of 11509 recorded. I can't read. Comparative study to be included in the report. Alright then. Oh, and one more. Experiment 163. New proposal provided result of 9834. Decreased value verified. I should be writing these down. Where's my phone? Here's my notes. Create a note. Okay, let's talk to Oklamat again. It's not that one, that one's 6 numbers. 11509. Nine, 8, 3, 4. And then Galulja had one, didn't he? Yep. Yay! I did it! Hang on just a sec. Just in case I need notes later, since we're doing this. Aseneth, you got the locker open. And you found another security card. It's like, yep, I'm good at that. Oh, my nose. Oh, but does that say level 2? We needed a level 3, didn't we? Reasons why I'm keeping my note open. Yes, but it should still open more doors for us to explore. You did well, Aseneth. These preservation members led such a surprisingly normal lives. Leaving notes, losing their cards. I guess I imagined they'd be more, what's the word? Bloodless? Mechanical? My parents were once part of preservation, if you'll recall. It would seem the researchers who agreed with Calyx and his philosophy underwent the conversion to endless entities. But I assume those who could not, or would not, eventually left the organization altogether. Oh, I almost forgot. The researchers kept journals in their data tablets. The one I read doesn't explain much, but something big happened in the complex, and afterwards, it was decided that everyone would become endless. The writer was really happy about this. You can tell how much they admired Calyx and his work. The entries ended after that, but maybe you can read more in the other tablet there. Right, let's move this investigation to another room. Well, we have the... what is that? Deutero lab? And the maintenance facilities left to search. Both are accessed via the southeast corridor. Corridor. It sounds like I said corridor. I meant corridor. Ugh. So it's back to the hub and the locked door across the way, which will hopefully yield before our new security card. I'll take the old one, if you like. I doubt we'll have any more use for it. There's things over here. Nope. I'm just looking at things. I'm stupid. Don't mind me. Scanning device. It waits silently for a security card with the appropriate level of clearance. Yes, it opened. So, where should we go first? The Deutero lab or facilities? Let's start with the lab. Shale, there doesn't seem to be any power here. No, none at all. It's possible the energy supply for this room is on a separate conduit, which means there should be a contingency for opening the door. Look here, there's a sign above the card scanner. In case of emergency, backup power can be rerouted from facilities. So we should have gone to the facilities first. Why not do that just... Ugh. The facilities room is down the other branch of this corridor. Let's see about getting the power restored to the Deutero lab, shall we? Ah, my teeth hurt. So what the heck do they do here? Engaging power supply. No good. It's returning an error. There must be a preliminary procedure. According to this error code reference, if the power supply has been interrupted for an extended period of time, then we need to reconfigure both the emergency generator and the circuit control panels. Shale, that's the emergency generator over there, isn't it? Yes, and by the looks of it, the same model is as used in Heritage Found. But how does it send power to the other lab? Ah, I see. The energy cable attached to the base of this terminal leads down the hall directly to the Deutero lab. Which means we need to find a way to connect the generator to that cable. Oh, I see what we're doing. What about these patterns on the floor? Could this be the circuit we need to reconfigure? I believe you have the right of it. Great. Using the control panels set into each of the tiles, we create an unbroken path for the power to follow. What I wouldn't give for an instruction manual. Indeed, if you could look around for any written procedures, I'll keep digging through the terminal's directories. Might I also ask someone to operate the generator? I can do it. I've used that type of machine before. Then, would you be willing to try and reconfigure the circuit path, Asenath? The rest of us can help by supplying Asenath with whatever information might be found on the circuitry configuration. Alright. You must arrange the 4 tile patterns in the correct positions, access the control panels, and configure the circuitry. Yes. Oh, wait. I see. No, that's not it, then. No. Ha ha ha! I didn't have to ask anybody! Those take me a little bit, but I can do them. I can do puzzles. I grew up on Myst. We did it, Asenath. The Deutero lab should now be fully powered. Well done, everyone. If I may, Shale, could we access a certain data log before moving on? I was checking the storage shelves and one of the labels caught my eye. Preservation, the Early Days is the title. Of course, it'll only take a moment to bring up the contents. Ah, it looks to be a text-based account. I'll read it out. Oh, a Myst? I grew up on that. That's a puzzle game, that's for sure. Preservation and Alexandrian Institute for Technological Development was founded by Calix, an 11-year-old child prodigy. Approval for establishing the organization came during Alexandria's involvement in the Storm Surge, with Calix's designs for new defensive solutions funded in large part by the Treasury. As the conflict grew in intensity and casualties mounted, Calix funneled Preservation's resources towards the perfection of memory storage. Research into this field continued even after the Storm Surge came to an end, with Calix eventually electing to preserve his own memories in a virtual domain. It was a good game. It was a really good game. Now I want to play Myst again. So this account is from before he embraced his endless existence, hundreds of years ago. I met him only once, before the Storm Surge began. I was attending my father, who was then the reigning king of Alexandria. Calix could not have been more than 10 years of age and required constant treatment for his debilitating illness. Yet still, he published theories so highly regarded that even the royal family was aware of his achievements. Life should not be lost to the injustice of death. Even now I can hear the single-minded will behind his words. So it was that when war came to our kingdom, my father was quick to commit his unwavering support to this somber youth and his proposals for preservation. Several years later, the ensuing violence brought him the death of both my parents. Overwhelmed as I was by my sudden succession to the throne, I suspect they spared me the reports on endless research and other less urgent matters. So you had no way of knowing what kind of person Calyx was changing into. Did he change? I wonder. Perhaps he has ever been the type to value ideals over compassion, and I failed to see it at the time. Or perhaps he did change, but is still driven by those same deeply held beliefs. That mortality is cruel and unjust, and his role is to deliver mankind from this fate. Whatever the case may be, we cannot allow him to shape our future. Let's press on, shall we? If I've done my job correctly, the door to the Deutero lab should be accessible now. I'll give everything a once-over just to be sure. Okay. Go this way, and then this way. The energy current seems stable enough. Still, you should let me handle this one. The security card, if you please. Oh, and a quick prayer that shortened wire doesn't burn me from the inside out. I don't need food. Alpaca pasta. With grilled alpaca fillet. I don't know if I could eat alpaca. We're gonna get a night world piece. How many of these things do I have? Let's see, I have 2 night world pieces, but I've got... I guess not. When did I get a Paisa brat? When did I do that? I know I emptied out my chocobo saddlebag. Oh well. Right, I'll get this door open. Whew, smooth as silk. Let's head inside and see what awaits. Cutscene? Voice? No. Gods above, isn't that... The key to interdimensional fusion. That looks to be a schematic on the monitor. And they've used it to make another key, but isn't it missing the shard inside like the one Asenath has? Ah, we may have been laboring under a misconception. The key was originally a Miala relic. Once this treasure came into its possession, preservation began working to harness the power to cross dimensions. Aside from the crystal, we can see that all of the vessel's components were constructed here. So what might that tell us? The crystal itself is the key. Smart. Asenath is smart. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. It is as my parents explained. The key remains shrouded in mystery. Preservation augmented it with electrope, but never grasped the technology's underlying principles. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of interdimensional fusion, nor who imbued the key with its power, not when they did so, nor why. Now it makes sense. Calyx can track the key because its vessel was made by preservation. I believe there is much we may learn in this room. On our next visit, I will have to enlist Ishtola's assistance for a thorough investigation. I too am curious about a great many things, but pinning down Calyx's whereabouts is our priority. Hopefully there is a security card here that grants access to the director's office. The research conducted in this lab appears to have been highly confidential in nature. Some of the personnel must have belonged to the organization's upper echelons. I can never say that. And that means higher security clearance. We should spread out and look for any cards they left behind. Remember, anything less than level 3 is no good to us. This lone storage crate is filled with document binders and other miscellaneous objects, none of which are security cards. This sturdy looking shelving unit holds a storage crate and sealed barrels. No sign of any security cards. Did you look inside the barrels and the thing? You find a security card in the cabinet drawer! I'm sensing a reoccurring theme here. Oh, did you just find a security card? Maybe I did! Well, that's a stroke of luck. Let's have Shale examine it to be sure. Well, well, if it isn't exactly what we needed. Nice work, Aseneth. Oh, a level 3. That should get us into the director's office. So, what was it you were hoping to find in there again, Shale? You were saying that a certain device was going to help us. Right. I haven't properly explained myself, have I? I'm looking for a data relay. After we discovered this ostensibly abandoned complex, I performed a cursory investigation which detected a connection to an outside network. When I traced the data's routing, I confirmed traffic from a web of Everkeep's security cameras. Considering the way Calyx is always one step ahead of us, we must assume he's quietly seized control of the city's surveillance system and has been using it to monitor our activities. To monitor what you, as the key holder, are planning. But since Calyx is the ultimate recipient of those transmissions, the flow of data is like a river that we can follow back to him. Which is why I need the data relay. If I can analyze the device to see where it's rerouting all of the surveillance traffic, then you can pinpoint Calyx's position. That said, he has done nothing to impede our progress, which makes me think I might be on entirely the wrong track. Maybe the reason he isn't stopping us is because he can't. Back in the old castle, Calyx said he was measuring Aseneth's strength. What can he possibly dream up that's stronger than her? My ego's boosted up a little bit here. Oh, speaking of cameras, there was another thing I meant to mention. I found evidence that someone deliberately disabled the surveillance feed in this room. The most recent recording was also crudely deleted. I was able to restore the data though, so if you'd like to see it. I'll start the show then.
Are you
I don't
really
like the
planning
skipping.
to leave?
Yes. The idea of eternal life. It's begun to frighten me.
I struggle to renounce our conventional wisdom. Death is the means by which life prunes its branches, leaving the trunk to grow strong and tall. We die so that our species may flourish. What would become of mankind were we to halt that process? If unending stagnation is the fruit of our labor, then perhaps we strive for the wrong thing.
Your argument is a rejection of Master Calix's vision.
I suppose it is. Perhaps such dread would not plague me, were I capable of sharing his perspective on the subject.
But I cannot. He and I are too different, in too many ways. I lack his extraordinary genius. I had no illness threatening to cut my life short, no singularity of will to cut away all distractions and focus solely upon research.
I have nothing but respect for his determination. The way he overcame his prognosis and seized the means to transcend death itself. But I'm not convinced that this obsession with living is the right path. That's why I've decided to leave preservation and put all my effort towards building a legacy for the next generation to come. Surely you...
What a dick.
Protocol, you understand. There can be no exceptions.
What a douche. She only wanted to leave, and he executed her. I checked the images against the personnel data, and the man who pulled the trigger was Director Demetrius himself. Everything I could find on him pointed to a deep infatuation with Master Calix. Ooh. The cameras in this room have been out of operation ever since that incident. Given that the recording was erased, I can only assume he was trying to conceal his grisly deed from the other researchers. I am not surprised given how my parents described their defection from the Institute. They spoke of rushing me through a portal, even as Preservation's agents closed in on them. I dared not ask what became of them after that. But if it turns out they were captured by their pursuers... Right, the Echo. Knowing you saw them as they were, your words give me great comfort. Oh, Kryl. Yeah, right, I want to hug her. Worry not, Sphene. Thanks to the Haven of Living Memory, I was at least able to meet my parents and learn what they stood for. It is enough for me to carry on. Even now, we don't know how the conflict unfolded between your parents and Preservation.
But what we do know is that your mother and father cleverly expunged every last trace of their movements. They made sure no one could cross into the source or threaten their child's safety. Right, let's press on, shall we? This tale behind the key deserves a fitting conclusion. To the director's office. My teeth hurt. Ugh, I don't know how much longer I can go. Mostly because my teeth hurt. Ugh. It's one of those days. A scanning device. It waits silently for a security card with the appropriate level of clearance. You hold the level 3 security card up to the scanner. And it opens. There we go. Let's head inside. Now to find that data relay. And don't be shy, everyone. Speak up if anything odd catches your eye. Asenath, come with me. I might have need of that security card. Oh, triple monitor. Nice setup. Damn, this terminal isn't connected to any outside network, so it can't be the data relay I'm looking for. This office is also smaller than the map suggested. I'm positive we're in the right room. What am I missing? Sorry, Asenath, could I ask you and the others to search the office for any clues to this infuriating puzzle? Amongst other personal effects, you find what is presumably the director's data tablet. A closed locker stands next to the table. What will you do? Examine the data tablet. You pick up the data tablet and begin skimming through the contents. Daily reports are shutdown protocols. All personnel have undergone processing. Once the shutdown protocols have been completed, I will proceed with my own corporeal dissolution. As long as the key remains in the physical world, we must keep this complex in pristine condition. Whether it be needed for experiments or otherwise, it must be ready to support future operations in whatever capacity Master Calyx requires. To that end, facility equipment will be maintained in stasis mode. Furthermore, a critical component for secure room access will be stored separately to defend against unauthorized entry. Yeah, I think I might end up stopping right before the dungeon. Just cause I'm getting... My teeth are starting to hurt, which means my head is starting to hurt. And I hate it, because it's like, ugh. But yeah, I might stop before the dungeon. This is taking up a whole lot of time that I did not expect it to take up this long. Let's see daily reports. Nothing of note. The mystery of the key's activation condition remains unsolved. The key triggered an explosion today. Temporary interdimensional portal verified. Continue attempts to stabilize the core's energy reactions. 13 researchers sustained fatal injuries in the explosion. Memory faculties of 4 personnel sufficiently intact for endless conversion. Remaining 9 designated for aether reclamation processing. Nothing of note. Rejected resignations of 2 Milala researchers. Major incident. Details in full report. Those 2 inept Milala broke with preservation and absconded with the key. Though the fugitives have since been caught and eliminated, we were too late to recover the relic. The only reason we retained our flesh was to serve Master Calyx as physical instruments to conduct his experiments. Deprived of the other object of our research, our existence serves no further purpose. I dare not imagine the depths of his disappointment in me. The complex is to be shut down. All personnel will have their bodies reduced to aether, which will be allowed for further experimentation. Memory data will be archived. Any endless conversions will be subject to Master Calyx's discretion. If he does not deem us fit, then we are not deserving of eternal life. The collection of soul cells may have once belonged to the director. They appear to be empty. You find a crumpled note wedged between the file binders. Secure room lift access. Requires passwords to be input simultaneously at terminals in the Proto Lab, the Deutero Lab, and the Director's office. Okay. Perhaps this discovery would be of interest to Shale. Having lain dormant for years, the now active coffee maker has already entered a self-cleaning cycle. It appears to have no other purpose beyond brewing coffee, though it remains to be seen when it will be able to do so once more. Coffee sounds great right now. Oh, it's a shrine. It contains nothing of note. You quietly shut the locker door. It's a shrine. Someone was obsessive. Have you found something? Thank you. A misplaced note, was it? With instructions for accessing a secure room, no less. Seems we need to enter a password on 3 different terminals at the same time. There was no such room marked on the map, was there? No. A precautionary measure, no doubt, and if passwords are involved, I expect the access lift itself is concealed too. Concealed? By electrope, you mean? Yeah, I kind of figured there was something weird going on with the locker. Yep, someone was obsessed. Ah, could it be that wall? I thought it seemed odd when I walked past. Remember what Kakua used to say, Shale? Never trust an electrope surface. I gotta go labyrinth on that. Oh, of course. Electrope is how you alter the look of all Solution 9's walls and floors and walls, isn't it? In which case, it shouldn't be too hard to disable. Another door! Great. I've managed to deactivate the projection, but the lock is another story. Didn't that note lay out the password protocol? I say we go ahead and try it, but we need a password. I agree. 2 people should prepare the lab terminals for input while the rest of us look for passwords here in the office. Wooklamad will take the Proto Lab. And Sphene will take the Deutero Lab. Actually, it might be better if you stayed, Sphene. Your knowledge of Alexandria and its people could be needed here. Excuse me. Yes, you're right. If the passwords are hiding behind clues, that may be something I can help with. I can help too. I've lived my whole life in Alexandria after all. I will take Deutero Lab duty then. We can keep in touch via communicator to match our timing. Aseneth, you shall have the honor of entering the office password, of course. Once we've determined what we need to input, take your place at this terminal. I'll stand by to guide Wooklamad and Kyle through the process. You know, there was that display plate over there, the one with the gems. I thought since it was made of electrope, it might have some other purpose. But I couldn't find any switches or buttons to make it do anything. Maybe you can figure it out. Another puzzle. The 2 jewels are embedded in this electrope plate. You identify the blue gem as a sapphire and the red gem as a garnet. There also appears to be an empty slot for another jewel to fill. Amethyst, maybe? You have yet to discover enough clues to deduce the passwords. Try exploring the immediate area or conferring with your comrades until you have more information. Okay. I kept searching the drawers with the books and found a cube puzzle made of electrope. It's probably just a toy, but maybe. Solve the puzzle! Use the Rubik's Cube. Let's see, if I move this bit, then connect this circuit to that one. There. Huh? There was something inside. Oh, Alexandrite. Yeah, that makes sense too. They say these gems were so treasured in the past that they named the kingdom after them. Here, you should hold on to this one just in case. Whoa! The gemstone fits snugly into place. Almost immediately afterwards, the glowing lines of a diagram appear on the display, accompanied by a short phrase. A decorative pattern, an arcane circuit, a floor plan of this complex. As you continue studying the display, you realize that these shapes correspond to the rooms of the complex in which you now stand. This may be related to the passwords you were looking for, you think? This slot contains an Alexandrite, and its place in the floor corresponds to the director's office. This is the Proto Lab. Deutero Lab. The glowing words appear to be handwritten. Yes, I knew that jewel would come in handy. Let me see. Heed the stones. This must be about the special meanings Alexandrians have for gems. It's an old belief, I think, where each type of gem means something different. I bet if you ask Sphene, she could tell you more about it. After all, even her name comes from a gemstone. Yes, if you have questions, you need only ask. Well, I was taught that Alexandrite represents the concept of protection. It is, incidentally, also the origin of Alexandria's name. Oh, are you thinking this has something to do with the passwords? A sapphire and garnet as well, you say? Yes, they all have meanings. Alexandrite, as I said, is protection. Sapphire represents honesty, and garnet symbolizes devotion. We should try these words at the terminals and see if they're accepted. I certainly hope we're right. Wuklamot in the Proto-Lab. What should she enter? Did I do that right? I think I did it right. Yay, I did it! Oh, I'm so glad that worked. Yeah, me too. That secure room is the only place we've yet to search. If the data relay is anywhere, it has to be there. We'll venture in as soon as Wuklamot and Kryl rejoin us. Okay. Alright everyone, time to board the lift and see what awaits us.
This terminal doesn't look special to me, but this is definitely what we're after?
It is. But whether or not it will suffice for our purposes is another question.
The Endless are created using the memories of the deceased. But as memories are, in essence, collections of data, the resultant entities have no physical form. These data entities, as we might call them, have only two methods for interacting with the material world. One of these we saw in Living Memory, where the Endless are granted temporary bodies through the use of corporeal ether. They become much like solid ghosts that one can see and touch. The other method, which Kafkiwa employed, is the remote operation of a machine. But where do you suppose the Endless are to be found when not inhabiting a physical body? The Endless are memories. And if memories are data, then...
Just educated guess.
Yes, we suspect they reside in a virtual domain, one contained entirely within an electrope-based machine. We've seen such a realm before, after all.
Oh, you mean like the Alexandria made from the Endless Fiend's memories? It all seems so real.
So this virtual domain, it would also be housed within the Meso terminal.
But how? I thought we shut down all the terminals in Living Memory.
You did. And Kafkiwa's program performed just as she intended. The meso terminal itself was deactivated, as evidenced by the failure of the device which was keeping Sphne's body in stasis. Be that as it may, we face a master of electrope engineering. That he managed to partition and protect the sector harboring his own memories is well within the bounds of possibility.
Let us say that the meso-terminal does indeed contain a second domain, and that Calyx himself resides there. This city, on the other hand, exists here in the source. That being the case, I thought perhaps we could prevent his remote interference by closing the gate to the Golden City, and thus severing the connection between worlds.
Except I tried to close it once already when I visited Living Memory. The process required administrative authorization, a restriction I assumed at the time had been imposed by the Queen.
But now you think Calyx might be responsible.
Just as I suspected. Even now, security transmissions from throughout the Keep are being tapped by the core system and routed elsewhere. Almost every single one has you as its focus. He's keeping track of the keyholder's movements.
That's creepy. Creepy stalker.
Time's up. And what a waste of time it's been. Hoping to find me by tracing security data? That will not be necessary. Through a not inconsiderable effort, I've taken your measure and prepared a force sufficient to subdue you. Come. I invite you to the upper reaches of the meso terminal. The storage device which holds my memories is there. Break the memory bank and victory is yours. I, in turn, will seek to wrest the key from you with any and every means at my disposal.
And if we refuse this invitation?
I will wait and continue to convert Alexandrians into Endless. Consider the urgency of the situation and make the wiser choice.
Answer me one question, Calyx. The Endless Sphene. When she was queen, you had her face an impossible task, then manipulated her into using the key when she was at her most desperate. If you can do all that, then why not whisk it away when her plans went to ruin? Why let it fall into our hands?
You pour salt in the wound. That disaster was a miscalculation on my part. As her end drew near, Sphene and her restructured memories have become one with the terminal's control systems. In that singular place, in that singular moment, she wielded an authority greater than mine. Thus she was able to shield you, the neighboring sovereign to whom she entrusted her nation's future, and the hero to whom she entrusted that priceless key. I am unsure to what degree she perceived my presence, but she knew that someone was watching. Does that satisfy your curiosity?
It does. And I'm satisfied that you will take nothing more from this nation. Not one more life, not one more future, not one single smile from another child's face. You hear me? Sorry for losing my temper, but there's only one way we can deal with people like Calyx. Whatever grand future he envisions, someone will be made to pay the price. And I won't let that happen.
If I may, I realize it is not my place to say this. Even so, I must thank you both. On behalf of my other self, allow me to say how grateful I am to have you as our champions.
Phew, well that was an adventure. It may not have been by the method Shale was hoping for, but at least now we know where to find Calyx and what we need to do next. Indeed, while I remain curious about Preservation's research into the key, that is an investigation for another day. Freaking gnat. Then let's head straight to the back room. We should get everyone on the same page before we make our move. Ooh. Oh good, we don't have to go there ourselves. Damn that bastard Calyx. He waited until I was this close before snatching away my moment of triumph. And that infuriating, condescending way he spoke to us? We'll see whose time is up, you smug little weasel. Anyway, I know things didn't go to plan, but we learned a great deal about preservation. That knowledge could come in handy in the days to come. Though I may not be able to contribute much to a direct confrontation, I mean to see this through with you all, providing whatever support I can. Alright. Asenath, we've briefed Erenville on everything that has happened and sent word to the others. We've now but to consider what our next actions will be. Please don't make me have to read. Calyx has offered you the opportunity to confront him directly. And though it feels much like striding face first into an ambush, we have little choice. If we are to destroy the memories he supposedly has stored in the upper reaches of the Meso Terminal, then that is where we must go. While I'm still upset at being deprived of my moment, I nevertheless did my due diligence. I can confirm that the relay we found was indeed transmitting surveillance data to a device somewhere in living memory. When you go to fight Calyx, pray, let me fight alongside you. Let me fight for the memory of Otis and Zelenia, and for the other Sphene I may have become, but most importantly for my beloved kingdom and a joyful tomorrow. Aww. Thank you for understanding what this means to me. I'll be coming with you as well. You know my reasons. It hardly needs saying, but your fellow Scions also have every intention of accompanying you into battle. So adamant were Alice and the others on this point that they have already left for living memory. I am more than ready to do the same. I'll keep patrolling the streets for signs of trouble, especially from anyone wearing Neo-regulators. Should you need anything from me, I'll be on standby here in the back room. I really want to go with you too, but I know I can't. I know that sometimes you have to be patient and trust in your friends. Aww. Oh, Asenath, Kryl and I think that we should go talk to Gusan before we leave for living memory. Under Calix's direction, preservation has helped shape Alexandria's society for centuries. Taking him down will have serious consequences, and we need to warn the officials in charge about what we intend. Justifications aside, we shall be acting against the wishes of all who desire to become endless. Exactly. We don't know if Gusan will approve or oppose our chosen course, but either way, leaving without a word is the wrong thing to do. Come, we should be on our way. Resolution first, yes? Be safe, everyone. We'll see you when it's over. Alright. And at that, I know it's a little early, but at that, I think that's a good place to stop. Honestly, because, you know, things are about to get real, and we gotta go talk to Gusan. And I'm pretty sure talking to him, things will start to really go downhill. So, before things get too overwhelming or whatever, I'm gonna go and hold off. Next time we'll do the dungeon. We'll make it to the dungeon. Probably we'll make it to the trial after that, considering that usually when you have a dungeon, the trials aren't that far behind. Oh, my hair is like sticking to my head. But yeah, so, probably on Tuesday is the day that I will continue with this. I know it's supposed to do Batman, but we gotta get this done. I gotta get going with this, you know? So yeah, Tuesday we'll be playing on Asenath again. And then finish up on that, and then I'll see about about where we're going from there. I still need to get the rest of the raid stuff. I need to get the Monster Hunter stuff unlocked. But anyway, so I was thinking about starting art streams on the weekends. Tomorrow, probably not. I have something to do during the day, and it's gonna wear me out. And then Saturday I have another thing I have to watch, I have to go to, that'll probably wear me out. So unfortunately, it won't be this week, but maybe next week. But yeah, so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for joining me as usual. I appreciate you guys coming in all the time, like a lot. So, I will see you guys for sure on Tuesday. Alright, you guys have a great weekend. I hope it's a good one for you. I will see you guys later.